Well, there's been another development in the Paul O'Keefe and O'Keefe family civil suit toward Karen Reed. They have hired, or they want, another attorney, pro hoc vice, by the name of Bibianne Fell. She is a very high-powered personal injury attorney. I don't know how they're hiring her unless she feels that she thinks there's going to be a settlement coming. She's from San Diego, California, and I'm certain that she's willing to take on AJ and the team. Don't know how that's going to work, but I'll tell you what, we are definitely seeing. Hello everyone, I am Lady Zelda. Today is October 9th of 2025, and I don't know if you saw the hearing yesterday for the telephone situation that was Cosgrove and this Judge Krupp and all this other, and I can tell you what, I did not like it. I felt that her attorney was unprepared, even though I really like him, but I don't like Judge Krupp. Krupp. Yeah, I don't particularly like them, and plus it's the energy of that same courtroom. Oh my. Let's see what's going to happen here, because I've done a personal, I'm always reading on all these people behind the scenes, but this is one I think that we all need to focus on, and this is for Karen in her situation, because we know she's been stressing over some other things, recordings, etc. And I'm not one of those channels that will play this sort of thing. I'm not a channel like that. This is what I play. So I'm not law enforcement. I am not a medical examiner, medical doctor, lawyer, anything. I am not any of that. I am a tarot profiler, and we ask questions because we want to know, and it helps give us an indication, direction, guidance. And this is for Karen. Seek higher wisdom. Well, to me, that's going down the bunny trail, and we definitely will be. Wisdom is needed. Okay, so the word wisdom is coming up, and the word says, if you ask for wisdom and understanding, that's all well and good. You're going to get it, whether it's good or bad. And that's exactly what we want. We want to know going forward. On the bottom of the deck, unexpected. Yep. See, there's some things here that, while there is a plea from the card for this court, for Cosgrove, he should have recused himself yesterday, and he didn't do that. He wants to forge ahead and look into Karen's phones. And I like the fact that her attorney Buzang said something about, well, this didn't come up until we were talking about this and this and this subject, right? They've had the phones this whole time. So there's some questions about this. Wisdom is needed. This attorney is going to have to go back to the court and really push. Now, this whole thing about getting Cosgrove coming from the Turtle Boy Aidan Carney side of things, attorney Bradel and attorney Betterow, Cosgrove has to recuse himself, and yet he's pushing, and yet they're still looking for somebody to continue the prosecution for Aidan. Definitely a tangled web. But there's help coming, and I think it's going to come later than sooner. But this thing is now, there's something unexpected coming up. Let's draw some more cards. Tell us the situation, because you see, it's kind of coming. Daggers are coming from all sides for Karen. she's got this phone thing. She's been upset about the recordings. And you see it's coming in waves. So just as one thing seemingly dies down, another one comes back up. No worries on the new attorney, BB. Her name is Bibianne Fell. BB Fell. Do not worry about BB Fell. She's, you know, barking up the wrong tree. All right. Message. Sudden wealth. That's what Bibianne is all for. She evidently she would just arranged a huge win. Arranged? Yeah, I guess so. I think it was, I don't know, 100 million, something like this. Let me look into this. That's Karen. The mature woman. I'm sorry to say this to many, but no, I'm not sorry. I still believe that one Jennifer McCabe is behind a lot of this upset that's been going on, in my opinion. I don't have facts. I don't have anything in writing, and I don't have, but I can tell you, when someone is so filled with so much hate and they want to use so many people, because as much as we see the antics of Kate Peter and Lindsay Gattani, those two people have been used by that person. That's what I'm just thinking. So we're going to hear some more coming out, okay? Because this is Cosgrove. He represents the DA's office, having more thoughts about Karen. More money on the forefront, but things are going to change. Definitely. If you hear rustling in the background, that's Petey playing with his little toy. And of course, nobody plays until I'm recording. Okay, so there's still this fake person who I'm thinking is relating to this person, but there's another one. Karen, watch who's in your camp, my darling. Watch who's in your camp. Because there's going to be more come out. You've got a spy in your camp. I'm just going to say it the way it is. Someone that has been trusted. Now, I believe that they're arm's length, but someone that you have trusted is spilling the beans. Let's take out a few of these tarot, see what's going on here. That Temperance card is the significator card for John O'Keefe. And you know, I like that because we are not losing our sight. We're all here because John needs justice. We are all here because there are some unalivers. I'm going to say it. Murderers walking the streets. I'm not naming names, but John has. John knows who did it. His energy knows who did it. But I like this. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. That's also Karen. Queen of Cups is equal to the Queen of Hearts in the Cartomancy deck. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. Wonderful. A celebration coming around the home. That's for Karen. But that doesn't mean, look. In many of these battles, she's going to take some blows. That's just the way it is. Bless her. Now, this Temperance card is telling me that there needs to be some balance, that there's working on balance. Now, for my question is, why would the O'Keefe family feel it necessary to get some high-powered mouthpiece? It's exactly what she is. No shade on her now. I don't know her, but that's, a mouthpiece is somebody that talks on your behalf. It's because since they've had these things, they're uncertain. The O'Keefes are uncertain. Let's just say that. They needed high power because Karen's got the high power. AJ. I will tell you, she will never outsmart, outwit, outlawyer AJ, Alan Jackson. This magician card tells us this. This is a card of manifestation, magician. Karen, an invitation for Karen to use everything that she has at her beck and call, whether she thinks it is important or not. Karen, if you're seeing this, you are in possession of some things that you feel may or may not be so important. My darling, dig it all out. Use it all. You are the queen of your kingdom. You know, when you break down the word kingdom, it is the king and and their dominion. Well, this is a queendom. We're going to call it a queendom. The queen and her dominion. This is all about Karen, but it's also this huge shell around her that seemingly she's trying to break through. The Commonwealth is going to try to indict her. They already have been, and they will try to do it again. And I'm just going to say this, she is in danger of being indicted unless Cosgrove can be recused. And I believe that he will be. However, they can still carry on to try to, in my opinion. I'm not a lawyer. But look, since when have they followed the rule of the law? Since when have they followed the Constitution? Even when Cosgrove recuses himself, they're still going to try to go after her. They're not satisfied. And why? What is the relationship between one Jennifer McCabe and one DA Morrissey, the DA's office? We're going to call this. What is the hold? They need to break that hold. It needs to be exposed. You know, sunlight not only disinfects, it exposes. Because when you bring things to light, you can see it much better. And this is Karen too. So this is telling us there's a lot about to go down. Hold on. October is going to be tough. It's going to be tough for many things. And I'm just going to tell you, there's somebody behind the scenes trying to do something more with Aiden as well. That may be another video because I don't want to cross over here. I want to turn this one right side up. Doesn't mean anything except that I like to see that. That is Brian Albert. Oh, look at this. Another one. I just like to see you. It doesn't mean I don't read reverse and cartomancy. I just like to see, have you see the pictures correctly. Now that is Bill Reed. And he has shown up in other readings. But I also want you to know that the King of Cups and the King of Hearts, if they show up in another reading, it doesn't mean that it is Dr. Reed. Mr. Reed. This is interesting. I'm going to say this. Are you ready, my darlings? I'm going to say this. There's some heavy duty things that Brian Albert is hiding. You and I both pretty much know that it could possibly, supposedly, allegedly be connected to January 29th of 2022. Mr. Reed knows something. And they are concerned about it. Now, this winter is going to be significant for the Reed family. I don't know why. But there's going to be some big changes. And there's going to be more legal situations. This whole thing just seems like it just wants to mushroom. And unfortunately, I'm not going to control a reading because we need to know about it. More money is going to be needed. Mr. Reed not only knows a lot about Brian Albert, but he knows a lot about another one. And this one is Higgy Baby. Third party, concern, upset. Now, Mr. Reed certainly isn't concerned and upset about these two, but this one is very concerned, very worried, very upset. Actually, there may be some loss around Higgy. Not sure what that means, and I'm not going to go there. There's going to be some type of interference. Look, it would not surprise me if we get really deep down into this that Brian Albert throws Higgy Baby under the bus. Maybe Mr. Reed knows all about that. But Higgy and Brian have tried to align themselves in a separate fashion with another person. The thoughts of them having lifelong peace and security have gone out the window, down the drain. They are definitely worried, and this is a card that basically says, wait and see. Because sometimes, the cockiness of someone believing that they're so empowered and that they're going to get things the way they want. It's amazing that those cards come out right when we have John's card come out into the reading. And this primarily was about Karen. I am concerned. I believe that she is in some danger right now. It can change, and it will change. But this is a card that is saying, Karen, continue to be isolated. Don't speak to anyone. You have an enemy in your camp. Don't speak to anyone. Don't trust anyone. Yes, you may be lonely, but you know what? You have the best parents around that you could ever have, and family, brother, sister, extended family. So we have to wait and see now what happens. But yeah, there's going to be something unexpected come up. So we've got to buckle up, my darlings. Karen needs us. Aiden, he needs this whole movement. Ultimately, they both will win, but it's that battle. It's the battle. Until you get from point A to point Z, it is the battle. They may not win all battles, but they definitely will win the war against them. Thanks so much, everyone. Don't forget, join me tonight at 7 p.m. for Help I'm Haunted. Like, subscribe. Can't wait to see you all, and I will see you again very, very soon. Don't worry. Don't worry. Karen's going to be okay. She'll overcome. She's going to overcome. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye for now.